The Grand Ole Opry is considered the holy grail of country music, and for good reason. The most historic venue, a stage that any aspiring country musician dreams to perform on. Over the course of its almost 100-year-long history, the Opry has extended only 225 memberships. But then, there are some legends who don't feature on this elite list. Who are they? And what stopped them from becoming members? We will get to that. But before that, let's understand how the Opry membership works. So, joining the Opry ain't just about being a star. It's about joining a family, passing the torch, and keeping the spirit of country alive. Well, getting invited to join isn't quite straightforward. Sure, they consider the big names with their hit songs and sold-out shows, but it's not just about who's the hottest thing out there. The folks at the Opry, they're like master chefs, blending different musical styles and ages to keep things fresh and spicy. Often, it's another Opry member who gives you a pat on the back and says, "Hey, you belong here."
Would you like to be the next member of the Grand Ole Opry?
And then there's the whole dedication thing. You got to show up, rain or shine, and give your heart and soul to that stage. It's more than just a gig. It's about loving the music, its history, and the folks who make it all tick. The Opry website puts it best. It requires commitment, even a willingness to make significant sacrifices to uphold that commitment. You got to be ready to give your all, maybe even bend over backwards for this music. And yeah, if you don't show up enough or things get messy, the Opry folks can say thanks, but no thanks. Just like Hank Williams was dropped from the members list in 1952 because of alcohol abuse and his unreliability to the show. The membership expires when a performer dies, which is why, despite petitions, Williams won't ever be reinstated as a member. So, now let's look at why these 10 country music legends, shockingly, never became members of the Grand Ole Opry. Number 1, Big Dog Daddy Toby Keith.
How we doing at the Grand Ole Opry tonight? The Mother Church, it's always beautiful.
Now, Toby ain't exactly a regular on the Opry stage, despite his truckloads of hits. His first time under the Opry spotlight was way back in 2002, after a whopping 22 top 20 singles. You'd think that'd make him a permanent fixture, right? Nope. It took 9 whole years before he graced that stage again. He blames logistics for not participating in Grand Ole Opry shows more often. He admits living outside of Tennessee throws a wrench in things, making it tough to schedule regular Opry visits. Number 2, Tanya Tucker.
Found glory in the ruin of the best laid plans. There were times.
Now Tanya, bless her heart, sure made waves when she rode that black stallion onto the stage back in 2023. Talk about a grand entrance. But membership in the Opry ain't just about flashy tricks. Sure, Tanya's been tearing up the Opry stage lately, but it takes more than a few good shows to fill in the gaps. The Opry isn't a revolving door, and I guess they still remember those 15 years she spent away back in the 80s and 90s. Number 3, Hank Williams Jr.
You know, I've never been a member of the Grand Ole Opry, never will be. So that sums it up right there, too.
To be clear, he never wanted to become a member. He has always said he held no grudges against the Opry for kicking his father out. However, he had no desire to follow in his dad's footsteps and follow his dreams by joining the Opry. And he was always more inspired by blues, R&B, than traditional country music. Despite never becoming a member or having the desire to become one, Hank has played at the Opry. He performed there for the first time when he was 11. Number 4, Miranda Lambert.
Oh, you make the sun want to shine.
She has played at the Opry several times in her career, but she isn't a member yet. She and her ex-husband, Blake Shelton, did talk about a lot about it, but it was more to do with Blake's ambition and eventual membership in 2010. Talking about herself, she said, "It wasn't on my radar before because I focused on that for him, but I would definitely never say no to being a member of the Grand Ole Opry." Next on the list is Eric Church. His grandmother taught him that the Opry is bigger than Oprah. In 2006, he made his debut and spoke with amazement about the opportunity. "I've played a lot of gigs, but I've never felt this anywhere else.
And why not me? Why you? And why not me?"
Maybe one day he will get to fulfill his grandmother's dreams. Up next, the man whose debut left the audience awestruck by someone they hadn't heard much of before that.
Now I'm pushing 40 and I'm still wearing jeans.
Chris Stapleton wasn't a superstar back in 2013. He had built a solid reputation as a songwriter and collaborator. He wasn't exactly a mainstream country music figure, but he had the respect of industry insiders. Word spread quickly after his performance. Videos of his Opry debut went viral, and his debut elevated him from a respected songwriter to a rising star. Although he is not a member, his fans hope that the Tennessee resident will soon make it to the illustrious list. Number 7, Tim McGraw. Since his memorable Opry debut back in 2003, Tim has made a few appearances, but not as frequently as one would expect. And he has taken a step back from the Opry spotlight altogether, leaving fans guessing on possible reasons. We can't say for sure, but it might be due to him not fitting into the Opry's expectations on driving country music tradition. Next on the list is his wife and one of the most iconic female artists in country music, Faith Hill. She made her Opry debut back in 1993 after her debut album, Take Me As I Am, took the world by storm.
Came out last time I played on the Opry, and they came and watched me. They stood off to the side of the stage, and my dad was just glowing. He was gleaming, shining as bright.
Despite her success and stardom, she hasn't received a full invitation to join the Opry. Talk about being choosy. Number 9, Shania Twain.
Any man of mine.
She has sold over 100 million records, making her one of the best-selling music artists of all time and the best-selling female artist in country music history. However, even with these tremendous achievements, Twain was never invited to join the Opry. Perhaps it's the pop in her title of Queen of Country Pop, or maybe not performing there consistently enough. Whatever the reason might be, she is one of the biggest names not on the members list. And moving from the Queen to the King. Last on the list is George Strait. Undoubtedly one of the greatest male country artists of all time, he has left a lasting impact on the genre, and his influence in the industry is nothing short of legendary. Can't say for sure, but a possible reason for this could simply be the geographical distance between his home in Texas and the Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. As the singer is retired from the road, it looks unlikely he will ever be able to perform there consistently and become a member sometime in the future.
Don't come home drinking with loving on your mind.
Which name on the list was the most surprising for you? Let us know in comments. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.